Today is Wednesday the 5th of April and welcome to From the South. The first round of talks called by Paraguay's president Horacio Cortés to tackle a political crisis which was caused by a secret vote in the Senate to extend the terms and enable Horacio to be re-elected ended without progress. The crisis left one protester killed after police raided the headquarters of the Liberal Party. Hundreds of protesters have descended on France's GUIANA space centre, denouncing it as a symbol of colonialism that highlights economic disparity in the country. The French territory currently suffers from a financial crisis, which led to a nationwide strike that continues for the 11th day in a row. Bolivian authorities handed over a truck which was stolen in Chile and recovered in Bolivia to Chilean authorities in a goodwill gesture. This comes amidst a spat over the detention of 9 Bolivian citizens and custom workers by Chilean authorities, which Bolivia has called illegal, saying the officials were working to prevent the transportation of contraband goods into their country, whilst Bolivia defended the arrests. As the death toll of the deadly landslide that struck Mocoa continues to grow, desperate relatives of suspected victims visited Normandia Cemetery on Tuesday to try and find and identify their loved ones. Relatives of the victims are demanding more help and support from the authorities, citing the need for an introduction of a formal procedure for dealing with the bodies in order to make the process run more smoothly. Thousands of supporters of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro marched through Caracas on Tuesday. Protesters shouted slogans denouncing the Organization of American States, who they claim are meddling with the internal affairs, and marched to the National Assembly, currently controlled by the opposition. Turkish nationals living in the Netherlands have casted their vote in a referendum that will extend the powers of President Erdogan. The country was at the centre of attention after blocking Turkish officials from campaigning. This led to a diplomatic spat, not just between the Netherlands but several European countries and Turkey. Thousands of protesters, mainly students, rallied for the third straight night in Belgrade to protest against the overwhelming victory of Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić in a weekend presidential election. Protesters were blowing whistles and chanting, "Vučić, you stole the election," and "End the dictatorship." At least 6 people have been killed and 22 injured after a suicide bomber struck a government census team in the capital Lahore. The apparent targeting of personnel involved in a census, the first in 19 years, underline the challenges to government institutions in Pakistan. Sounds of heavy fighting, firing of machine guns, rocket-propelled grenade launchers and mortars were heard on Wednesday near the front line in Ras al-Jada, near Mosul's Old Town, as Iraqi forces battled the Islamic State in the area surrounding the Al-Nuri Mosque, a mosque where the Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi proclaimed a caliphate nearly 3 years ago. A humpback whale washed up on the Rockaway Beach in Queens, New York. The whale, which is 25 feet long, was first spotted floating several miles from the shore by the Coast Guard on Monday. Authorities are working with the Atlantic Marine Conservation Society to find out what happened to the death of the whale. More on these and other stories on our website, telesurtv.net/English.